All right, so we're back, and we are here with a Smoggest Fan Art Friday. We
Are
have
they
some.
all Smoggest?
They're not. No, I was gonna say they're not all Smoggest. We have mostly dragons, and then a couple of other things that I really liked and I wanted to throw in there too. But we are going to start with the Smoggest, and if you haven't been watching the video, Smoggest is a monthly drawing challenge where artists participate kind of over all platforms of social media, and they basically just draw dragons.
It's like Inktober, but with dragons.
Yeah, you can go and check out on our channel. We will have 4 videos that have gone up about Smoggest, and you can see what I've been working on. But for now, we're going to look at what the fans have been working on. And we're going to start with this dragon from Armageddon Gunslinger. And they did for us their honey dragon, which was one of the prompts from my prompt list. And I really like this one. It's really cute. It's Pokemon-esque in terms of, you know, it's kind of friendly and it looks like a monster that you would want to be on your side. But at the same time, it's got this kind of fluidity and movement to it.
I also like that the honey is like an inverted volcano on this llama-looking beast.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very gentle and droopy. He smells really good.
Yeah, he definitely smells good. He smells like that Lush body gel that I have, the Honey I Washed the Kids.
Honey I Washed the Kids. This video is actually sponsored by Lush.
Oh, I wish. We could get some free products. But no, I picked Honey because, among other things, I really love the color that it has and how you can sort of capture that in different ways with different kinds of styles of rendering. And I really like how this is very geometric. This is kind of a style that I used to use a lot when I was first developing my digital skills as an artist. And I really love how they still managed to capture the three-dimensionality and the transparency and that like golden, I don't even know how to describe it. It's
the depth of color.
Yeah. As it gets more transparent, it's more yellow. As there's more and more of it, it gets darker into like a dark brown and red. It's beautiful. I really like it, and it does. It looks so friendly.
These nice ambery tones just accomplish a lot in terms of characterization, and I think you also have a really strong silhouette with this character.
Yeah, again, that goes back to that nice movement that carries you from the head all the way through to the tail and then back up around. That's really nice.
I also really enjoy just the design of this dragon being a little different. You know, it's kind of floating along, defying all known laws of aviation, if you will, since it has no wings.
I also, and I was talking about this in my stream the other day, where, you know, honey dragon can mean anything. I was thinking a honey bee inspired dragon, but I like how this person didn't take one specific animal or another to sort of create this. It's just sort of a honey dragon.
Yes.
And I think that's great. So really awesome job, Armageddon
good
Gunslinger.
job. Whoa.
Okay, so this one comes to us from Instagram user GrubSouls.
That is a very fitting name.
Yeah, I just discovered them. They were following along with my mermaid prompt list, and I really loved their work, but they didn't submit anything to Fan Art Friday during May. So I was really excited when I saw that they submitted this in our Fan Art Friday channel on the Discord, because I really loved their work. So this was their Cosmic Dragon, which is really cool because it's so different from all of the other Cosmic Dragons that I've seen done by the prompt lists.
Very cosmic horror interpretation of cosmic.
Yeah, which is awesome because, I mean, we know that that's something that we like on this channel. And I just love how amorphous it is. You know, that's sort of a big thing about cosmic horror, is that the imagery is really hard to pin down. You can't really tell exactly what it is that you're looking at. Like, you know, you see kind of like a sperm whale sort of head, but then it's got this jaw that's almost like a pig and a little bit like a wolf, a little bit like a bear, a little bit like a human.
All of these tusks, and it's like grotesque and bulbous, but it has those gentle eyes.
It's terrifying in that you're not quite sure what its intentions are, you know? It's sort of like, it's a little benign, but it does have that pretty fearsome maw. It's got claws. But I love, again, we can talk again about sort of shape dynamics and how there's so much movement in this piece. You know, that's something that I struggle with my own artwork, is getting a lot of really gestural shapes that give you this, you know, really great follow through as you look through the piece.
Yeah, the line work is giving the piece a lot of really good, chaotic, dynamic energy. And something this artist has done really well is the treatment of the colors and the shading is the right amount of simple to not detract from all the energy in that line work. I feel like if they went really hardcore shading, doing bright colors, it would have been really hard to look at. With all of these lines, all of these shapes, it would have gotten confusing. But with just this like simple, nice, chromatic purple highlight, and then you have your like cool gray blues, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, that's what this artist does really well, is that they work so well with that chaotic gestural line work. I mean, you can see, I love how they keep it too. It's very sketchy, you know, you can see it's not perfect, it's not clean. That's something I have to work on myself. It's just like, you don't have to make everything look clean and neat. In fact, sometimes that can really detract from a piece, especially when you want it to have this kind of dynamic fluidity to it. And I love that. So really awesome job. Definitely a little scary. I mean, I could pick this artist out of a lineup of 100. I could always tell this is this artist. It looks awesome. Really great work.
Great work. Oh my.
It's another kind of a creepy one, huh? We started with a cute one and now we're getting a little bit more scary.
Wow.
So this one came to us from Kami, and this was actually their prompt for their illustration for the prompt Laser, which looks incredibly different from mine and very different from a lot of the other laser dragons that I've seen so far. And yeah, we're back into sort of like a cosmic horror sort of look.
Yeah, this is very like an old god has awoken.
Yeah.
Incredibly creepy, and obviously you're going for some kind of like mythological being with this runic impression in the background. But it's interesting because these painted nails with the laser tips are so modern looking. It's because when you think laser, you think sci-fi, but this doesn't have... I mean, I guess I could see this in a sci-fi setting, but it's not explicitly sci-fi. It's not a robot, you know, it's not a mecha, it's nothing like that, which is what I was thinking when I was thinking laser, but I like that they went out of their way to make something so unconventional with this prompt. If Akira were a video game, this would be the final boss.
Oh, yeah. This has definitely got some boss energy to it. Like, this definitely feels like, you know, I'm playing some indie horror, maybe like, I don't know, something. I'm picturing kind of something along the lines of Risk of Rain, but like you get to a boss and you weren't expecting it at all, and it feels
very Bloodborne with the fetal imagery.
Yeah. It's got kind of this little like severed umbilical cord there, and it's very fleshy and pale and
underdeveloped, but it also has these human hand wings.
Yeah, I love that too, because when you break down the anatomy of dragon wings that usually look like bat wings, they're just big fingers. And really all this person did was take the webbing out from the fingers, and you just get giant hands coming out of the back, which is really, really cool. And I also really love the lighting. I mean, lasers are light, and so they really worked with light here. They have this awesome primary, secondary, and tertiary lighting coming from the lasers and then from the highlight, and then they have these nice, sharp, contrasting black shadows. Just a few, you know, nothing too crazy. You know, you can really lose a piece if you put in too many black shadows. But then they have that nice gradient up from where the lights are hitting the most.
The choice of texture with the creature is also really smart with all of these really colorful, harsh lights, because you have this sort of slimy, newborn look, and anytime you have a wet texture, it's going to have a lot of these highlights, and that works so well with these lasers.
Yeah.
I wonder if this artist likes Shin Godzilla.
Oh yeah, definitely some Shin Godzilla with the lasers coming
like
out of the spines.
The baby monster. I'm fearful of what it's going to evolve into next. You can see
you gotta kill it now.
Is already cracking open.
You gotta kill it now before it gets any bigger. Very cool. So very cool, Kami. Thank you very much. They have a bunch of cool dragon illustrations. This was just my favorite that they did. But yeah, people watching right now, be sure to check out the Smaugus channel in our Discord, because there are a ton of awesome dragons by this artist and by other artists, and we couldn't share all of them, so be sure to check out the rest in the Discord. This one comes to us from an artist called Low Wolf, and this is really cool. This is a very different thing. We do get 3D modeled fan art sometimes, but usually it's of characters that we've designed. This person, for Smaugus, actually did their dragons in a 3D rendering tool. I'm not sure if it's Maya or it's Blender, but they gave us a full turnaround of their gold dragon, and it's pretty friggin' cool. We go back to cute. We had some pretty terrifying looking dragons, and this one is cute. But what I love about this is that the prompt was gold, and they really took advantage of the medium of 3D computer rendered art.
Yeah, the texture is what really sells it.
Yeah, and when you get that turnaround to sort of give you the highlights shifting around on it, you really get the sensation of gold. All the little snake scales and everything. it looks really cool.
I have to say, the shape of the head makes me think cobra, and then I think king cobra, so I have to assume this is like a king cobra dragon covered in gold.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if this was like a naturally occurring creature, you know, that you find in the wild, it would definitely have king in its name. I love it. I love it too because it's got a lot of informed anatomy from real life animals, you know, with all of these scales and textures. You know, you can tell that they were referencing something specific, probably snakes. But at the same time, its proportions are very cartoony. You know, it's got sort of this
Sporian?
I guess spore is the best way to describe it. But also just like, I don't know, I can picture like a Saturday morning cartoon from like 2012 where this is like, you know, the sidekick character and they hunt monsters. What was that? This Secret Saturdays? This reminds me of that, like a kind of cute adventure where they go hunt monsters and this guy's on their side.
This could easily be a Scooby-Doo parallel with these proportions.
It does have some Scooby-Doo energy too. And it's got those really cute eyes. But yeah, this was so cool. I'm so glad that we have a couple 3D artists just coming to us with some original work too. Like seeing the artwork of our characters done in 3D is really cool. But also seeing that people can come up with characters and render them in 3D, it's really cool. It's awesome. So thank you so much, Low Wolf. I hope we can see some more from you. I think this is the first time we featured this artist. And I'd love to see some more.
Yeah,
really great stuff. Okay, so this one came to us from user Sazami. And I'm so glad that we got to see some really fun, creative cheese dragons for the prompt cheese. I know this stumped a lot of people, but this is really cute. This person did all of their illustrations in this sort of very geometric, almost like runic kind of style. It reminds me of the little icons for the monsters in Monster Hunter. You know, when you accept one of the hunts, you know, you can see the little... Yeah, it's got sort of a Mesoamerican sort of carvings look to it. But this was a really cute interpretation of the prompt cheese. I think he's breathing like string cheese. That's how I'm interpreting it.
Okay.
I think he's like, instead of fire breath, he just like vomits one long string cheese. And he might be strangling himself a little bit there too.
He's also melting.
Yeah, he looks a little upset. He looks like he's
pretty bad for this cheese dragon.
He kind of been like forced into existence. Maybe that's how the artist felt when they were making this. They were like, why
do I have to create this poor thing?
Why have I been forced to bring this thing into the world? But I think it's really cute. I hope it can come to terms with its own cheesiness. I love it's like struggling to fly with its little Swiss cheese wings here. And it's melting a little bit. And it
just needs to understand its power.
Yeah, it just needs to
It needs a sensei, a cheese sensei.
Oh my god, it does. It needs to study under Mac. It needs to learn the ways of the cheese dragons.
Mac could be pretty sagely, I think.
Yeah, he like sits still and he teaches them all of the wisdoms of the ancient perforated ones. But this is really cute. I'm glad that someone had it. As crazy as it looks, I do feel like the artist had fun with it, and that's really like, you know, I'm glad to see that someone had fun with cheese, because I know this was a weird prompt, but I saw a couple of good ones, and this was one of my favorites from the cheese day. So thanks a lot, Sazami. This is really cute, really good job. I really like that. Okay, now this one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love this one more than most of the dragons that I've done so far for Smogus. So this one came to us from user Tiny Familiar. And I just started following them on Instagram. You should definitely start following them too, because their artwork is amazing. And this was their prompt for corn. And I mean, come on.
It's the Nordic god of corn.
It's like, it's a dragon, but it's also a god. And it's also like, the prompt is corn. Like, I thought that was such a silly prompt. This is so cool. And
what were you thinking when you put corn on the prompt list? Were you hungry?
I like corn. And I felt like it would be kind of fun because on the YouTube channel, I made Maze Men for the Maza region. So I was like, we got a corn thing going on here. Okay. So like, I want to make a corn character. And, you know, I had the idea in my head for my dragon, for like a 3-headed dragon where I could do all the different types of corn, like different colored kernels. But this is so much better than mine. I was like, the basic way of doing that, like the most simple way of translating that, this person took it to a whole other level.
What I like about this is because it's referencing so many mythological elements and it has this very noble, battle-ready stance, it makes me feel like there's some kind of pantheon of agricultural gods. Like, they plant their warriors and their champions and like cultivate them and they grow up alive.
Yeah.
Like I see a whole premise for a story here.
Yeah, it's incredible. I want to see more characters like this. I mean, this artist has been following along with Smogus, they have a lot of really wonderful pieces. This one in particular really makes me want to go back to a more line work heavy style. You know, this is all just really nice line work. You know, the colors and everything, there's no values, there's no shading, there's no hue shifts or anything like that. It's just all line work and filled colors.
Doing daily art and doing a design this complex, I wouldn't want to put all that shading in either.
Yeah, it's a great way to maximize your time and make a really nice finished product.
It's all about the concept here.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks beautiful. I wouldn't want to see this with a lot of values and stuff because it distracts from all of these little details.
Yeah, those kernels.
It's got 3 heads and then 6 arms and then 2 legs, and they have the shield with a great little design on it. They have the sword. I mean, there's so much attention to detail and everything like this. Like the bow looks like it's made out of husks. The sword's got little kernel patterns on it. It's so nice, and it really does. It makes me want to go back to some nice, clean line work pieces. And I also like, too, how the heads have little subtle differences in them, too.
And they all have their own weapon.
Yeah, they each have the one's got the bow, one's got the shield, one got the sword. It's great. It's great characterization. It's great space. It's great shape dynamics. You know, I mean, you guys know I love the big upper body and the tiny lower legs. Great movement, great anatomy. I mean, these hands are beautiful. Like, that's a hard thing to do, holding a bow. I mean, that is a pretty difficult pose to figure out. And I even love the subtle, like, cornrows in the background and the little moon shape up there. Really fantastic.
Yeah, really great work here.
Very good. Now we're done with dragons, and we have a couple other ones that are fan art from some of our other videos. And we're going to start with one. This is a callback to over a year ago, I think, now at this point. But someone made a great little animation for our Zyra rework.
Of course, how could I forget?
Yeah, it's been a while. And for those of you waiting for more League of Legends content, we are planning on doing a Cho'Gath redesign video, probably in September. So keep an eye out for that. But right now, let's just enjoy this awesome little animation based off of our concept for a new Zyra. And this was taking our idea for her like form changing thing where she can stand still and be like the rooted flower and then open up into more of a humanoid monster kind of design. And it's a really nice fluid animation. You know, there's not a lot of, they didn't put any color or anything, they didn't put a value or anything, they focused on those lines. But it's a great, nice, clean transformation sequence that really illustrates our concept in a way that we couldn't do. And I really like it. I think it's incredible.
I think it does a good job of characterizing Zyra, even though there's no human face. It's just the plant, the stalk turning into this body.
Yeah.
And I really like that you could see this in-game, especially when she reaches her hand up and summons up these roots, thorny tendrils.
Yeah. It reminds me why I wanted to have that sort of just one focal point eye in the middle of the big flower head, because it's just got this stare, like it's just like looking right at you. And that's what I liked about this is what we were trying to highlight in our Zyra rework. It's just like, it's a creature. It's not really a character so much. It's like this entity of a rebirthed monstrosity, a spell, and it's just focused. It's just it has a goal and it's staring right at you, and I really like that about it.
Yeah, it is kind of confrontational in this pose, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, it's great little attention to details. I would love to see it like, finished all the way through, get some color in there.
Yeah, but this was ambitious. Like, look how many different shapes there are.
Yeah. We didn't actually say the artist. This came to us from Franken Draws, but this is incredible, and I love to see it's nothing crazy, but it is really nice, and it captures the personality of our character very well.
Makes me wish I could have brought the level of polish on that splash art up a little bit more.
Well, we're learning. Each splash art we're improving a little bit more and more. So this is really great. Thank you so much, Franken Draws.
Thank you.
So this one came to us from the artist Jacob Campion. We have a really awesome 3D render of Noctivispa, which was a Pokemon that I recently brought back into focus because I redesigned it a little bit. And they gave us this really cool 3D render with some nice dynamic lighting and an awesome pose, make it seem really intimidating. A lot of people, when I redesigned it, they were like, oh, I don't like this new pose because it doesn't look as scary anymore. Well, this is that kind of menacing ferocity that I think the people were missing.
She's commanding her army right now.
Yeah, that's like the exact pose, you know? She's got the whole... You can feel like the legions of Cicada and Mini Mello behind her.
She's really got that sinister, like, I'm the CEO of an energy company in a superhero movie.
Well, the hexagons, I feel like,
yeah.
give you that, you know? She's ready to fight Spider-Man. But it's incredible. I mean, you guys are so good at this. I mean, this is professional level rendering. You could easily put this in a video game and have it be one of the bosses.
I could totally see this on, like, the opening cinematic of Pokemon Stadium 2 or something.
Yeah, a nice 3D Pokemon game.
Yeah.
What I like about this too is that the way the character is designed in a way doesn't always look like a Pokemon. This could just be your own character outside of the universe of Pokemon. And I think the artists actually did kind of do their own twist on Noctibus, but they had another version of this that they sort of made into their own character that they posted on their ArtStation that I saw. Was really cool. So it's awesome. I mean, this is really great. I mean, the lighting is awesome. I love how they got the glowing antenna. They have the light coming from the wings. They have this sort of secondary purple lighting coming in.
The lighting design is very smart.
Yeah. Very menacing, very cool, very intense. Awesome. Captures Noctibus very well.
Really great work.
Great. Thank you very much, Jacob. And the last one that we have, this was actually also kind of a Smallgust themed thing, but this was another one of our Pokemon as a 3D render. This one came to us from, their username is just Robert, and they said they don't have any social media, so they just gave us their signature, which is perfectly fine.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Robert. And we have a great, very official looking 3D rendered turnaround for Zarcoil, one of the Dragon-type Pokemon that I created for Smallgust. This is the Space Heater Dragon. I think they said that they are going to work on a Frizzard as well. But this is great. I mean, you know, it's again so professionally done. Like, I'm not kidding. This looks like it could just be in a Pokemon game.
He's so cute, but looking at a Space Heater Dragon right now, it is really hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot to look at the Space Heater Dragon.
For a lot.
We need Frizzard in here. Zarcoil needs to come out at night. But it's fantastic. I mean, you guys talk about how you want this to be. You want us to make a game. You guys are making it right now. I mean, we have people making music. We have people doing 3D turnarounds. We have people doing animations. You guys are making the game as we speak. The game is coming together. You know, if we have more people doing stuff like this, doing some 3D models, other people can take them, rig them, turn them into some animations. I mean, we could have a pretty official looking game. So this is awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. I mean, it's incredible. Well done. The other thing that impresses me so much is the amount of time that it takes you guys to make these things. I mean, this looks so professional, and it took you, I think this was like less than a week after I uploaded the video with Zarcoil they had this done. I mean, that's
really impressive.
I don't know a lot about 3D rendering, but I can guarantee you that I couldn't have this done in a week. I mean, that's incredible. So thank you so much. Really great work, bringing my characters to life. I love to see it. And that is going to conclude our August 2021 Fan Art Friday video. Thank you so much for everyone who submitted. If you didn't get your piece in, don't worry, submit it again for next month. We might have a chance to highlight it again in a future video. And be sure, if you're not already, to follow our Discord, join our Discord. If you're an artist, if you just like to appreciate art, come hang out. As you can see, we have a lot of talented artists in our community. They do some incredible work, and it would be awesome if you came and hung out with us and joined in on the fun. So thank you guys all so much for submitting your work.
Much.
And that'll be it. We'll see you in the next video, guys.
Bye.
Peace.